Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Or shall I say Tora, Tora, Tora. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are playing Man the Guns, the new expansion for Hearts of Iron 4, playing as Japan and being on the eve of war with Western allies. So, we've been bringing in our carriers, the Kido over here, which we've reduced to 4 carriers. The 2 other carriers are going into our heavy scout group, which does include the Congo-class battle cruisers, some of our best capital ships. And we have got some heavy capital ships in the Kido, which is anchoring here. Now we are going to ask all of these aircraft, at least the naval aircraft, so that's you, to conduct a strike on Singapore during the day. That's fine, and we want to do a port strike, so we want to start out the war in the Pacific, somewhat historically by a port strike. We're also bringing in fighters and bombers from ex-French Indochina, I should say, so Japanese-occupied Indochina. We have a couple of naval invasions prepared, and we are going to start the war as soon as we have got the encryption technology. There's no particular need for that. It's a little bit of role-playing. You can also see some of our fleets are still getting into position, and that's fine. In particular, one more thing that I did is I did send over... Convoy Scout? No, that's fine. I did send over one of our most important fleets to my thinking, and that is the 1st Torpedo Task Force. It's currently sailing up over here, these light cruisers. There we go, that's the technology that we've been waiting for. And the graphic here is a little bit misleading because these guys are actually very heavy torpedo cruisers. And they will be trying to intercept or find enemy shipping in the Straits of Malacca. I think they'll be fine. There might be some air threats, but there are also a lot of submarines, and you know what? I think we'll be doing all right. We also have a torpedo task group as of torpedo destroyers in the South Chinese Sea itself. Anyway, enough talking. Let's pick a new technology. We could go for any of these 1941s. I am mostly worried about the naval category over here, though. There's some concern about this too, but this does all take very, very long to research, and I do expect us to gain a lot of naval experience, so you know what, I think that's gonna be fine. In the naval tab itself we do have to do quite a couple of things, but we are lacking very much behind on infantry equipment, so you know what, let's actually increase our research there at least a little bit. Good. We will have several other things coming in soon, but at this time it is time to declare war against Malaya. That will definitively put us into war against all of the other major powers. Yeah, we are already. And oh, that does allow us a very nice view on the wars that have been fought so far. So the German-British War, of which we are now apparently a participant. Funnily enough, the Germans haven't suffered too many casualties, I have to say. 300,000? That's not very significant for now, I would say. Italy has suffered much, much more, though. Nearly 500,000 dead. And from the Allies, it's mostly really the UK itself that has suffered. But we will see. So, we are going to ask our special naval landing forces, especially these guys over here, to start their advance. We are also going to start out with these naval landings on the oil fields down there. I think we can ask the 2nd Army Group to activate and hopefully gain some crossings over here. This army, the mobile army, we are going to keep as is for now, but I do want these 3 divisions to start advancing up here, maybe take Rangoon, and thereby cut off the supplies of all of these British forces down here on the border with Siam. We are also going to try to attack Hong Kong with the 1st Army. We do have a naval landing over here, and then the 1st Army will come in and take over the war in the Philippines. Good. Let's see how it goes. So, we are already spotting some enemy troops, which is sort of to be expected, and that does mostly look like troop convoys, okay. Oh, it is very nice that the game now does tell us about that. So, let's see about these battles. We do have some submarines patrolling in this area, and they are trying to engage these troop transports, and that is extremely lovely for us. I do very much like to see that. Good. 3 naval combats. Don't you cycle through that? Why are you telling me about 3 naval combats if there's only 1? Okay. Oh well, we'll have to see. Apparently we've also spotted an enemy fleet somewhere over here. I'm not sure I see that for now. So, attack on Hong Kong is expectedly going very well. We are really overwhelming them, so that's good to see. The attack down here doesn't seem to materialize quite yet, and that is discerning because we do really need to push on Singapore very, very hard. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give this gentleman a promotion for Fortress Buster. That does cost us quite a bit of command power, but there are a lot of fortifications here, so I think that's gonna be a good idea. So ideally, I would like to take Quadabaru. Oh, you know what? I think we haven't actually called in Siam yet. Yes, that's why there is no advancement on this border. So there we go, that should be much better. I do notice that we have some destroyers appearing over here, so that is a little bit concerning. We haven't got many results from our bombardments of Singapore as of now, but we will, I'm sure, very soon gonna get some results over there. Yeah, but it's nice to see that we are trying to attack some of these destroyers. But they are trying to get away, and they seem to be somewhat successful at that, so that is unfortunate. National Spain wants to send us divisions. Honestly, I don't think that's a wise choice. You'll be horribly in a wrong position. Good. So yeah, we are going slow over here in the start of the game, just to see how the game goes, how our initial fights are gonna be happening over here. Interesting. Why are you not advancing? I mean, you could, I guess, viably attack this piece of the front line, for example. Likewise over here, you know what? We're gonna manually order. Okay, again, it does seem like the British Raj is not part of the war yet, but it will soon be. We have conquered Hong Kong. So troops from the Empire of Japan have captured the British Crown colony, and that is very nice. Situation soon became untenable. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Hooray! That also does give us another civilian factory, and that is very lovely to see. Non-aggression pact with the German Reich, yeah, sure. We have no intention of attacking you. By the way, I also realized that Manchukuo is following Norway as our enemy, Poland, these are not very significant. Then Manchukuo is trying to dominate Japan, so they are trying to get some independence. And you know what, I think that's a nice excuse to start this war over here, so that's good to see. Here we go, our focus has finished, National Defense State, that comes in very timely and does give us better mobilization laws. We do now have to go into spiritual mobilization, I do think, because we will now be losing manpower, and that does give us more manpower, and that is very lovely. So yeah, as I was just saying, Manchukuo does try to gain their independence, or at least a little bit. So the government of Manchukuo has sent a fiery message noting a number of policy decisions we've made over the last few months, which they consider to counter the national interest of Manchukuo. Unless we align our policies more closely with the Manchu government, they will take such measures as they deem necessary. Do we have a choice, or will we fight? So I think that's very a very nice coincidence that we are starting our war. So to me it's always a little bit about role-playing and the political situation and why Japan would go to war with the Western powers in the first place if they have already conquered China. And I think that's a nice way to pretend that, you know, to overcome the internal struggles of our empire, we are now striking out towards the west, and securing this position will leave us a much freer hand in fighting Manchukuo should that become necessary. So we will indeed fight. We do have a couple of decisions available and we should check them out. So we have Tora Tora Tora, that is failed, which does mean we are getting some benefits. It's a little bit weirdly formulated, I have to say. By the way, in inter-service rivalry, I didn't do that on screen, but we did prioritize steel for ships so that we are producing more of our fierce torpedo forces. We could put women in the workforce. That would decrease stability, and I'm not too keen on that. War bonds, consumer factories would go down. Nice, but not critical. Emergency war conversion, no, I don't think we need that. We really need more dockyards instead of anything else. So are we bombing any forces in Singapore? There is one battle finished over here where the enemy did lose a convoy, so that's nice to see. Wait a minute, did you just enter? Oh no, that's the heavy cruiser class. So here we see one of the first mechanics in the game in action. So our battle cruisers were stationed in southern China and they were ordered to rush to any battle, and indeed they did. So that's nice to see. Sinking more and more convoys, so that's very lovely to see. We are spotting quite a couple of them. We do have a naval combat again against just some convoys. I really hope that there was a possibility where we could just not get any notifications about that. We do have some air wings assigned with no orders. Well, you go ahead and try to find enemies then. Duh. Okay, yeah, you go ahead. Try to find fleets. Close air support, close air support. You know what? You can try to bomb over here. Do some ground support. And that should be alright. Good. Lots of things happening. Again, just sinking convoys, which is lovely because these are the reinforcements. But we are also in trouble here for the first time. So our submarines have been hit, and have been hit partially very critically by some of their destroyers, and that is not very nice to see. So will our carriers do something about that? It doesn't seem like they will, so one thing I am going to do is try to get our naval bombers. You can't really take this straight, so let's take the naval bombers from the carriers and order to strike in the Straits of Malacca. And at least try to bomb these gentlemen over here. So yeah, our submarines are not doing great against destroyers. That is to be expected. Some of them are withdrawing though, so I hope that we'll be able to disengage all of our forces safely, and it does look like we are able to do that. The Netherlands have become a participant in the war. Oh no, you've been rediscovered. Yeah, all of you. I mean, it's nice that you are sinking some convoys, but do try to get out, please. Who are you even attacking? Oh my, oh my. Yeah, we do know about our low manpower. There don't seem to be that many naval engagements except for the Straits of Japan. Yes, yes, Hungary, you're welcome. So, yeah. Oh, our first naval strike here, where we damaged a convoy. I mean, that's nice. Venezuela wants to send... No, 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 we don't want... Why would we want reinforcements from somewhere all over the place? So, the Dominion of Canada has joined the United Kingdom. South Africa has joined the United Kingdom. Manchukuo wants to help out. Yes, we are going to allow that. Mengukao is gonna join, that's nice to see, and yeah, Romania will get its non-aggression pact. Lovely. We're also seeing our first potential fleet, hostile fleet here in this area. New Zealand, yeah, so one by one we are starting to see the enemies joining, and that's alright. We're gonna activate this battle plan so that once the British Raj does join, we will get an invite, a notification over there. Yeah, and there we go. British Raj is joining, so there should be a lot of battles breaking out along this front immediately. I'm not sure this is a wise choice though. Oh well, we'll see. Good. So you can see our fuel reserves are starting to go down quite significantly. And that's alright. I would really like to do something about these ships. Where's our first torpedo task force? You are somewhere down here in this region, so why don't you join this war, please? This battle. Okay, some good progress around the perimeter down here, although we are suffering from immense attrition, 41% attrition. I think that's because this is just simply a horrible, horrible area. We're also starting to cut off some of these guys. Kuala Lumpur might be in reach soon. Kota Bharu has fallen, so that's good. That will give us more ability to resupply over here. And we might actually ask Siam to please transfer the control of that state. Boost party, ask for control of state. Okay, there is no state formally in their power yet. We've lost our first naval bomber against the enemy. That's unfortunate. We've also lost our first submarine. That is more unfortunate, but we are trying to bring in our torpedo cruisers, which should finish off some of these convoys. Our primary goal in this battle down here is to get this gentleman to level up his Seawolf ability. It's still only at 50, which is so horribly bad. We're also seeing the first time a British proper battle fleet. We are losing aircraft against submarines. That's really not what we are looking for. Unknown ships are incoming. First pocket over here, where we are squishing some British troops, so that's lovely to see actually. And I would actually like this gentleman, come on, to attack over here into this cavalry. And you know what, we are gonna push up more aggressively into Malaya over here. Yeah, some of these naval landings, I think that must be Mersing. By the way, there is an excellent battle play by email campaign. Ooh, we did sink all of these destroyers, and that's very lovely to see. So, who did do the killing blows? A lot of cruiser hulls I do see over here, but we don't see the type, unfortunately, of these ships. But I hope that these are our... No, they are not our torpedo cruisers, unfortunately. They are also not our battleships, so who actually fought that? Was it? Interesting, interesting. Killing blow. Lots of cruiser hulls. Who did this? The Takao. Is it really not our torpedo cruiser, Takao? No, I don't see it. Interesting. Who else is operating over here? There's one strike force. There are a couple of patrols. Oh, the first cruiser group. Yeah. Yeah. You did kill all of these guys. So that's nice to see our first cruisers are... Even though we never really upgraded them, so that's lovely to see that they're still making some contribution over here, and that's alright. Some successes throughout the Pacific. It's unfortunate that we lost that submarine, but you know what, it does happen. naval battle against more... Ooh, there's also a more significant battle going on against a lot of destroyers. Most of our submarines should be repairing on their own, so I think that's going to be alright. We're losing a lot of planes against simple... against them without, you know... where are you going? Okay, the battle so far seems to be going alright down here. And I think these guys will be suffering from very bad supply. Yeah, they're not able to gain any supplies. But overall, you guys should really stay down here and push against Singapore. Obviously, that's my goal. Unassigned divisions, that's alright. You just go and be part of... You'll be alright where you are, for now. Okay. So, try to get that radar installation. And you guys, you know what? In fact, try to rush to Singapore. And do take different routes to there, please. Unread naval result. They did a lot. They lost 7 destroyers, and you can see we did bring in our battle cruisers, our Congo class. So yeah, very lovely to see. But also some of our aircraft did apparently do pretty well over here. So far everything is going on very well down here, even though we haven't really seen our torpedo cruisers in action. But we are definitely hoping to see more of those. Battle down here does seem to falter a little bit at Kuala Lumpur. We are outrushing our follow-up strikes. Okay, I think we can go a little bit more fastly. Yeah, but on the other hand, we are advancing to Singapore somewhat unopposed over here. That pocket should fall pretty easily. They're pretty much out of supply there. Lovely. So these guys will also be cut off completely. And I think Singapore might even be undefended. Let's do keep an eye on the naval results. We're losing so many. How can they... Why do their convoys shoot down so many of our aircraft? They must be really well equipped. On the other hand, Japan did historically go for a very strong focus on torpedo bombing. And that is... it was very successful doing that, but it also means that the aircraft do need to come in at a very low altitude on a very predictable path. So, yeah, that is that. So, we do see that British Malaya has capitulated. That is very great news. So, we have conquered Singapore and all of that. We have got an ace pilot, that's nice. We did get some material that's somewhat irrelevant. But now that the entire peninsula here is ours, we should... I want that state. Do give it to me. So you guys refused? No, this is mine. This is mine. I'm gonna save game edit that. No, that's definitively mine. And yeah, so we have on the other hand landed down here, so that's lovely to see. Our goal of course will be to try and capture this entire area, and most importantly Java and Sumatra and Java. So these areas down here, because they do contain all of the oil that we need. You can see our fuel reserves are dwindling. They would last at the current consumption for about a year, but I don't quite believe that. So yeah, we do need more, and this is where we get it. So that is lovely to see. Not too much big naval actions, mainly sinking a lot of convoys this episode, but it's only been about a week, well, 2 weeks maybe. And most importantly, we are gaining some experience ever so slowly for Seawolf on Admiral Otsawa, which again does lead into Lancer and all of these very, very nice torpedo skills. Our torpedo fleet itself really hasn't participated in battle yet. we have set it at engaging at very high risk even, so yeah, maybe it's been just unlucky so far, but yeah, we are dealing out some damage, so that is nice to see. Good. We should also see that our construction is progressing nicely. Most of our radar installations do seem to come online very nicely. You can see we have a decent network, I would say, for most of these areas, so that is very good, I think. Even Marcus Island. Where's Marcus Island? Over there, yeah, that's alright. Let's maybe prioritize our Jima just so that we can get that out of the way. And then what we're going to do is build up more naval yards, because we definitely need those. And of course, prioritize them where there is high infrastructure. And we really don't need the infrastructure at Hong Kong to be repaired at any time soon. Yeah, but I do want to get the radar installations earlier than that. Good. Some last convoy results. Yeah, it's nice to see that they are sinking stuff. Really? Ah, over here. Yeah, we lost something. They lost something. It's mostly convoys, so not that important. Right. So, in between episodes, I will go ahead and gonna try to get Singapore in some way, because I think that's just set up the battle plans over here, then probably see whether we can find any more ships down here. The US has not yet joined the war, so yeah, that remains to be seen. But yeah, otherwise, looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye bye, guys.